Welcome to the dish. Hi, Luann.
Hey,
Perschau. How are
hey,
you?
hey, Mark. I'm doing great. How about yourself
Pretty good.
on
How
this
are things
fine?
in How are things in Canada?
Hey, things are nice and warm and sunny here in Canada, the southern part of Canada, close to Detroit and Sarnia, and it sounds like things are nice in Minnesota too.
Yeah, we're experiencing beautiful fall weather.
Isn't this great?
Yeah,
Yeah, I love the fall season, and it's the colors are just starting to change here. Are they more
yeah,
colorful and
we're getting some fall colors here. The yellows and oranges are starting to
good?
pop on the trees.
Good.
Early fall. We've had such a drought summer here in the Midwest that yeah, I think it's going to be an early fall. Hopefully not winter though.
Yeah, exactly. And here in Canada, where we are, they've had lots and lots of rain, lot more than Minnesota. So
That's weird.
yeah, so it hasn't really even started changing the colors here. But we're south of Minnesota, so I always have to keep that in mind. That you'll probably be changing before we do here.
That's weird. I can't get used to that.
I know, I know.
Minnesota feels like it's kind of the northernmost post outside of northern Alaska, for
Right,
instance,
right.
the North Pole.
The North Pole.
Well, let's get started. Talk some Young and Restless.
Oh, I'm looking forward to doing that with
Good.
you because since the last time we talked, there's been a lot of new storylines transpiring. So
Yes, there
let's get
has.
started.
Yeah, all right, sounds good. So Ashley and Tucker ran off to get married. And I saw the fight, but I don't remember the fight being such a thing that he would leave for. But Tucker and Ashley got into it while they were on this trip to get married. He ended up leaving.
Yes.
What do you think about all that, Luann?
Yeah, well, because we were just getting flashbacks of it because we didn't see the actual argument
Okay, so I didn't
occurring.
miss.
No,
Yeah, I kept
so
trying to kind of play that back to see, did I miss something here? Because I
no.
saw their little argument, but
Yeah, they were doing flashbacks, and I think the realization to Tucker is that he will always take second place to the Abbott family and to Jabot and to Ashley. And I think she was taken aback too by his response that, she said, I still want to be with you, but I'm just looking at things a lot differently. And Tucker has higher sights on Jabot. And this, to him now, Ashley was putting a barrier between he and Abbott, or between he and Jabot and the Abbott family. And so I was surprised, too, that he came back by himself to Genoa City, that he was that upset, that he should have known that he was going to be questioned a lot by Jack and Billy, and especially Abby, like, what are you doing back here without our mom? And then we were all worried, what's going on with Ashley? What did he do to her? Well,
I know.
she's still hanging out in Paris, and she's working remotely, and she, I think, just wants to take some time before she does come
Yeah.
back.
I have to admit, Luann, though, when he came back and there was no sign of her and we hadn't heard anything from her for several days, I'm like, did he hurt her or kill her?
Yeah, with his through his anger and frustration, but it was good to see that she was alive and well.
Right, because I think Jack called or finally got a hold of her and they talked.
Right, right.
So we know she's alive.
Yeah, all is good with Ashley until she comes
Yeah.
back to Genoa City, and it'll be interesting to see, because Tucker was calling her at first. I mean, he was. His first phone
Yeah.
call was ranting and raving, and then the second phone call was, well, I'm sorry, and we want, maybe can we make peace, So we'll see. But Tucker, as we'll find out later, has some more plans in place, working on those plans.
He's always conniving something. Yeah, he's got a new plan.
Yes.
And you're right, Luann. I think the reason he got so PO'd with Ashley is because he's been trying and trying and trying, and he just can't pull his plan off with her. to get her to kind of suck her into his plan so that he can, like you said, get his paws on Jabot.
Yeah. And
the Jabot company.
and I think he's so frustrated because he was this close to getting her. And, he got got her to marry him and say she loved him, and they, where they could have had some more control together with Jabot or whatever other company they wanted to start, but Ashley changed her tune a little bit, and Tucker was not on board with that.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's talk next about, so Victor decided to give Sharon her company back.
Mm-hmm. Kirsten.
This surprised me, with no strings attached.
I know. I think Victor has a soft...
hey, Luann, I don't think there's ever no strings attached for Victor.
I know. But this time, I think he has a soft spot for Sharon, and I think that's why, and probably he didn't see there was a lot of value to Kirsten. I don't know, but he gave it right back to her, no strings attached, and Sharon was even surprised too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about Adam next.
Yes.
So Adam is trying to convince everyone that he's changed now.
Right.
Again.
Right.
That he's been fired again from Newman Enterprises. He told Victor that he's been doing a lot of soul searching, but that he told Victor he's willing to start from the bottom up and work his way up in the Newman Empire to earn his keep.
Yes, and Adam is having to do some groveling and saying he's a changed man. And a lot of people are like, you really, yes. And, he was trying to tell Sally that, and she's, everybody wants to believe it, but it's like, we still know the old Adam. And Nikki said, too, it's like, he doesn't ever change. And Sharon and Nick, they'd like to believe it, but the proof is in the pudding. Adam will have to show that he really is sincere about wanting to start wherever it is that Victor wants to put him at the bottom, or wherever that position is, and work his way back up and in the good graces of his father and family.
Agreed. Mm-hmm. I was just thinking this, Luann, as you were talking. Who would be a great super couple on The Young and the Restless would be...
Who's that?
Adam, and... I had it on my brain here. Was married to Adam. It'll hit me later.
Chloe or Chelsea?
No, not Chelsea.
No, not Chelsea.
The gal that faked her murder.
Phyllis.
Why am I drawing blank?
Faked her murder. Phyllis. Yeah, Phyllis.
Phyllis.
Yeah.
Because they're both evil. Yeah. I was just thinking about this as you were talking. I'm like, those two would be a super couple because they both try to, time after time after time, they try to convince everybody that they've changed, and they never do. They never do. They always fall back into their old ways.
In their own mind, they're going to change, but everybody knows that they won't. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even though I do think sometimes they both sincerely want to, they just can't pull it off.
Yeah, that would be a power villainous couple. Look out.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly right. All right, so Billy's being a good brother in kind of coming back together with Jack. Mm-hmm. They've kind of worked through their differences here over the past weeks. Mm-hmm. But it's a struggle for Billy, and today he gets caught. Jack had told him, we're not going to get a hold of Devon and ask him to help us with Tucker. And I could see Billy's wheels turning, and it's like, this isn't going to work.
No.
So he ends up meeting with Devon, and then Jack and Diane are going out for dinner, and they see him sitting there together.
And
and Jack's a little pissed.
Billy is surprising me. The last, just some of the flashbacks that Jack is having with some of his conversations with Billy over the last few days, and then Billy, how he seems to just be going rogue, just kind of like ignoring what Jack is saying. And he met with Devon, and Devon is kind of saying too, like, well, yeah, I know my dad is who he is, but what is it that you want me to do? Because they're trying to pit Tucker against Devon, but Devon isn't quite understand. Billy, why are you meeting with me? Telling me this. What is it you want? And and Billy, it's kind of like, is he indeed being truthful and honest with Jack, or is he waffling a little bit, going back and forth, kind of, checking what are the what's in it for him, the best option for him.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Lily ends up going to Victor when they find out that Victor had sold off his shares of Chancellor,
Mm-hmm.
and finds out what's up with that. And Victor, of course, being coy, he ends up saying, basically, it's an anonymous donor investor, and that person won't change or screw with your company.
Right. And that person won't be coming forward yet until all the contractual information is signed and put together, and
Correct.
They're ready to come forward. And I thought it was, interesting how Victor all of a sudden chose to do that. He said, hey, I was your first investor because I wanted to make peace with you and, between you and for Lily and Devon. And then, I've got some things going on in my company. But then when he said, well, I can't give you the name of the new investor. And so it's left to us to guess who that might be. And our little wheels are turning, because it's like, who's the third investor or the new investor?
Right, and we did a little research here at Soapdish, and so if people don't want to hear this, they might want to close their ears. But there is a rumor as to who that is.
Oh, really?
The new partial owner, and that's Mamie Johnson.
Oh, okay.
Who used to be the housekeeper for the Abbott family for years. She made a reappearance recently. I don't remember what the reason was, but she was back on the show for a while. And the rumor is that she is going to be that person.
Oh, okay.
And she's going to start playing a more relevant or larger role on the Young and the Restless. So that'll be
that will be interesting. And
if that all comes to be
and
true.
if she is truly the investor, she must have made some good money while she was away from the Abbott mansion, or put away a lot of money, that she can be, I don't know what kind of dollars you're talking about, that she could be an investor for that.
Old Luann on soap operas, it's all Monopoly
it's all
money anyway.
That's true. Easy come, easy go money.
Yeah, right. Easy in, easy out. So, all right. And the other thing I read is that she's also an aunt to Devon and Lily. I don't know that I remember that.
That could be, because I think she was a sister to I'm trying to think of Devon and Lily's dad, to his mother. Neil. Yeah. Neil Winters. She was a sister to Neil Winters' mother. And remember Neil.
So then that makes sense.
And Neil's Winters' mother, I think, had drug problems there for a while.
I think that's right.
So that, with our two
that makes sense. I guess I didn't recall that even Neil and her were sisters. So it's funny.
That could be. Yeah,
you did.
Yeah,
you
that's what I
that.
think it is. And between you and me, we've watched it enough over the past many years that if I don't know something, you know it. If you know something, I don't know it.
Well, that's like with these names too. You and I sometimes forget. Between the two of us, we usually can get it.
Yes, we can.
All right, super sudsy question for you, Luann. With Mamie back on, if Mamie's back on,
and she will be,
and I think she's going to be. Well, she and Jill, remember her and Jill had a lot of battles.
Yeah, they did in the past, and first we have to bring Jill back too, so they can have some battles. But that would make for some good sparring words between Jill and Mamie.
It would.
And because Mamie would have some involvement in Jill's company now, so they could maybe pull Jill in a little bit more if that's what Jill Jill
That's
is
what I'm
wanting.
thinking.
Yes, yes, that's
Yeah.
a good point. That would
Yep.
bring it on.
Yeah, that'd
Mm-hmm.
be good. All right. Is Adam going to succeed working his way up in Newman Enterprises? How do you see that thing working out?
He's going to give it his best try, and I think Victor, the soft side of him, will still try to find something for Adam in the company, to Victoria's chagrin. And Adam is his own worst enemy. You know, he it's up to him if he wants to make it work. I'm hoping he will, and I there's going to be some opportunity there with him, for him, at Victor's company, but we'll see what it will be. And will he be happy with that, whatever
Okay.
Victor does offer him?
Yeah, right. That was going to be my comment. My comment to this question is, he'll go into it with best of intentions, but he's like Phyllis in that he won't have the patience to pay the price
Right.
to earn and pay the price to move up the ladder at Newman.
Correct. No,
That's
I
my
agree
theory.
with you. I agree.
Okay, so Billy keeps stepping into it lately, as we've already discussed a little bit with Jack. Where do you think that storyline is?
Oh, I don't know, because, if Billy is really trying to pull something out from under Jack, I don't know, because this storyline has me guessing a little bit. Billy is surprising me with how he's approaching Jack and how he's approaching the Tucker problem, and then in today's episode too. If you saw that, I thought it was interesting what Tucker is asking Phyllis to do for him.
Yeah. Bring that up a
Yes,
little bit.
because, Tucker was proposing an arrangement with Phyllis to help her pay back her $2 million that she received for when she was dead for that little bit. And she has to pay that.
Her death benefit, insurance benefit, yeah.
And she needs to pay that back. So Tucker is wanting to utilize her skills, her IT skills, and he said, "I will give you the $2 million to help you pay that off." And she found out today who he wants her to investigate. What's the word I'm looking for?
Infiltrate, really, their system.
Yeah, and it was Billy. And she was taken aback too. She said, "I don't know if I could do that." And then he said, "Okay, then the deal is off." And she said, "No, if you give me half right now, I will do it. I will check out Billy's financials, give that information, pay me my last half, and then I'm done." So I did not expect it. When Tucker said it was Billy, I didn't expect that, because Phyllis said, "Well, are you wanting me to check Jabot?" And he said, "You're half right." But it was Billy. So that kind of, it's an interesting storyline, because I'm not sure who to trust. It's kind of a little mystery as to what's all intertwined in there. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think Billy and Jack are going to. I don't think that, I won't say war, but that those two going at it. Well, that's going to continue in my mind, and we'll just have to see. I can't. What I'm struggling with is Tucker going after Billy. What's he look? I don't know what he's looking for, because I thought originally he was going to infiltrate Jabot, like you said. But I don't know if he's trying to blackmail him or probably.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Some way. I don't know. Because, you know, Billy has always stayed in the middle of all this, and he was playing the Trojan horse for both Diane and Jack, and then with, Ashley and Tucker. And maybe he's just like saying, "I'm going to go on this on my own now." Like I said, going rogue and see what he can do. But maybe Tucker thinks that's his way into Jabot is through Billy. Maybe that. I don't know.
Yeah. It'll become more clear, I'm assuming, shortly. But all right. So I have a couple of questions for you. and I'm gonna do them in the reverse order that I have them here. But is Sally reopening feelings for Adam?
She could be. She could be because she and Adam had a really nice conversation and visit, over dinner. And Adam was really appreciative. And then when he said, "Can I ask you a question?" and she's like, "Oh, don't go there." He said, "No, can I walk you to your door?" and then I kind of wondered what it would lead to, but he walked her to the door, gave her a little kiss, and walked away. And when she got in her room, you could see her, she was kind of thinking about it and thinking about him. And I know she still cares about him, and they do share that loss that they're both still working through with their baby. And I know Adam would take her back in a heartbeat if she wanted to come back. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I agree with you, Luann. I think she's also still struggling with she still has feelings for Adam, which I think she also cares about Nick, but I do think that part of the reason she cares for Nick is because he is, I won't say he's a perfect man, but he is kind of, he's supportive.
I think,
he kind of plays, he's kind of a gentleman that way. And so I think that's what she struggles with between those two brothers. And I think
you're exactly right, Mark. I think through Nick, she feels the stability of a nice relationship, how a relationship can be. Yeah. But with Adam, she feels some of the excitement and the momentum going with him, and that's where she's torn between, because they both are very different from each other and what they can give her.
Yeah, for sure. So the follow-up question to that is, so if that were the case, is there, and I just have been thinking about this lately, so with that being the case, is there romance possibly in the air for Nick and Sharon? Now working together in their company. I can see them bringing that
working
back.
A little closer together, and and we're kind of especially if Adam starts moving in on Sally a little bit, and then you also have Chance, who is with Sharon, but he it's more Summer that is saying with her brother Daniel that she expressed him that hey, I kind of like that Chance, he's he kind of does it for me, but Chance has not really said that. He's been very friendly and nice to Summer, and if he starts to show some interest in Summer, or Sharon is kind of getting feel like there's maybe something growing between Summer and Chance, she may look to Nick.
And she did call that out the other
with
day,
her daughter Mariah. Yeah, Sharon did when she was talking with Mariah. She said, I'm kind of seeing some things, but it's not real serious with Sharon and Chance yet, but they have been together, so it's like, well, we'll see. But yeah, it could it could bring Nick and Sharon back together again, if they both want to go in that direction again. I don't know, because they've been there before, and we'll see.
Yeah, right. I have one last comment to make, and that is, it's just a closing statement. Billy Miller, who played Billy
Abbott
for a long period of time on The Young and the Restless, died at age 43 here in the past week or so. He had been dealing with bipolar depression for years. A cause of death has not been disclosed. But that's really sad. And I was just going to say that when he was on The Young and the he's probably, I've really learned to like the current Billy. I think it's Jason Thompson.
Yes.
But Billy Miller to me was the ultimate.
I agree with you.
Billy, he was such a strong character that it's hard for anybody to follow.
And my
And now I am getting used to and liking this guy
but,
now, too.
my sister, who also is a Young and Restless viewer, she has said the same thing as you. This new Billy, she said, I'm getting used to him, but she said this a couple years ago, but she said, I always liked the original Billy Abbott the best. She said he just,
Me too.
and when you see, and he won some Emmys for his portrayal as Billy Abbott.
He did.
And so, very sad news, and so young. And
that's just that's a sad deal.
And it was kind of interesting just hearing some of the background on both, like you said, Jason Thomas and then this Billy Miller, how they worked together on General Hospital together, and then it was where the Billy Miller had left Young and Restless to go to General Hospital, and then he said, hey, to Jason Thomas, the current Billy Abbott, he said, if you ever get a chance, take that role with Billy Abbott. And so Jason Thomas said, I kind of took his advice, and he said, I don't regret. He said it was the best move I ever made, being Billy Abbott. Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. I had not seen that, but that's great.
So even though they play, the fun characters that we like to watch in real life, they have their own lives and their own struggles too, I guess. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, we think the one thing I've always said about celebrities and athletes and people that are kind of in high visible positions like that, we think we know them just based on what we see and hear and the impression you get from seeing them on television or playing a role or playing football or basketball or whatever. But like you said, they're just people, and they have real life problems. They deal with real life issues. And we really don't know them.
Correct.
I mean,
correct.
Really.
We think we do, but we don't.
Yeah. We think we do, but we don't.
Good.
So, any closing comments or other thoughts?
Like you said, there's it will be fun to find out who that new investor is, and to find out what's up with Billy. It's just like that. I'm looking forward to those storylines, getting more information. Yeah.
See where that goes. Yeah. All right, cool. All right, until we dish again,
look forward
Luann.
to it, Mark.
All right, keep it sudsy. We're out.